Okay. I'll just start talking. I'm sure you'll be okay to follow along. So Article 5 is changes to the classification and compensation plans for regular status positions. Article 5, as reflected in the warrant, reads, to determine whether the town will vote to amend the classification and compensation plan for regular status town positions by adopting the following schedule to become effective July 1st, 2020, or take any other actions there too. Look at the warrant to see the proposed schedules. They're long and they're usually in the consent calendar. The purpose of this article is to amend, in accordance to the personnel bylaw, the classification and compensation plan for non-union regular status town employees, again, effective in July. It's interesting to note, or rather important to note, that the personnel bylaw affects 60% of the town's regular workforce and less than 15% if you include the total workforce where school and non-regular employees are included. What is not covered by Article 5 is how much money will be allocated to employee salaries and salary increases in FY 2021. Actual salary increases are set by the town manager and the personnel board after town meeting within the limits of the approved general fund and enterprise fund budgets. Article 5 only approves job titles, grouping of positions into grades, and salary ranges. Adoption of the warrant would incorporate the classifications set forth in Article 4, increase all salary ranges, midpoints, and maximums by 2.5%, except SF, which is swim fitness, and HS, which is health human services, where there's no increase to the maximum. And there are increases to the minimum of swim fitness 1 and health sciences A to meet Massachusetts minimum wage law. The town manager and human resource director recommended these amendments to the plan based on current and anticipated workforce needs, the need to continually review compensation provided by similar municipalities, light plants, fitness facilities, and other employees with comparable positions to those in Concord, and a continuing review of pay equity for comparable positions. The town meeting, as previously mentioned, the town meeting on Article 5 affects salary ranges but does not control the amount of the actual salary to be received by any particular employee. So it is not a direct cost, there's not a direct cost associated with the adoption of this plan. Actual salary increases are set by the town manager and personnel board after budgets are established in town meeting. Therefore, if Article 5 is approved by town meeting, but funding for salary increases is not available in the approved budgets, the salary range limits will increase while each individual employee's actual pay will not. Likewise, if Article 5 is not approved by town meeting, employees may still receive salary increases within the expected range limits without increasing them, provided the funds are available. So in conclusion, the Personnel Board recommends that a fair and competitive plan is important a factor for, actually that's our reason. We're hoping that there's an understanding that passing this article will establish a fair and competitive plan that is very, very important for both attracting and retaining the employees that the town of Concord expects. Questions? Comments?
Any questions from the committee?
Bill?
Just one question, and that is, you said this is comparable to similar municipalities. How does the range, I mean, where are we on that grid?
Amy, if you could clarify this, but I think we try to get 80%, is that correct? Amy looks at comparable towns and surveys them, as well as has data from the Massachusetts Municipal Association for HR.
Hi, Amy Foley, Human Resources Director. Yes, our general target whenever we reestablish ranges or adjust them is to be in about the 85th percentile for our benchmark positions. There are some positions that are more than that. There are some that are less than that because we have to create ranges that work for all of those, and we have to work within the Equal Pay Act laws, which mean that even if the market is different for one position than another, if they're considered comparable under the law, we have to have a pay plan that's equitable and similar. So there's a lot to consider in there. I can't give you one number, at all. It's not right to say that every position is at a certain percentile, but we have benchmarks and guides that we use.
Yes, Dee?
Just one quick question.
You speaking to the microphone, Dee?
Oh, I'm sorry. Of all the categories that you have, can you tell us what are the top 3 that have the highest percent changes in, say, the last 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question.
Percent increases, I should say, in the last 5 years.
Let's see, if I think back the last 5 years, most years we have had a consistent increase for the majority of plans. Last year, we did quite a large number of adjustments after looking at those. So I'm just, sorry, thinking, I think bigger adjustments were made in the telecommunications ranges.
Okay.
Some of the line crews at the light plant, those types of positions, in order to make them more competitive, we had to adjust the ranges more than we did for other positions.
Concord's unusual, and just keep in mind that we have many offerings and businesses that towns don't have typically, like the light plant, like the broadband, like the Beatty Center, so that we are, specifically for IT and the municipal light plant, municipal light plant, we're competing with other municipal light plants, and in some cases the private sector, but for IT it's definitely the private sector, so that's an unusual position for a municipality to be in.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the comments. So now, oops, I think I'm IT challenged.
He's going to take care of it right here.
What?
He's taking care of
Oh,